So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for game number 2 between CreepWave and PuckChamp for the Dota 2 Champions League season number 4. Now, sorry, pardon me. After that first game, it looked like PuckChamp was seriously tilted. I'm not quite sure why, in all honesty. Like, they were a little bit behind, sure. It was like a 5k goal lead at 25 minutes in. It's not great, but you could still bring that back. You can still 100% bring that back. But they lost one team fight in their jungle, and they just tapped out. They just did not want to play anymore. It did seem like it was a lot of tilt. So hopefully they've sat back, had a chill. Maybe someone's made a cup of tea or something, had a cup of coffee, just relaxed, had a cheeky banana, get his potassium. They're ready to play. And let's see what they're going to be able to do. But tiny pick, first one there for CreepWave. Now, I wonder if this is going to be a position 1 tiny. We have been seeing this appear in this last week or so. I don't like it. I don't agree with it. I understand its sort of role, what it's meant to do, because you get the silver edge, there's that guaranteed crit, and your right clicks hurt like an absolute shit ton. But then that's all it really does. It's just this quick right-clicking hero. Doesn't really bring anything else to the table. I don't know. It feels really clunky in that role. It feels really clunky. Especially if it's built for like some sort of early game orientation, like an early blink dagger, but they don't use it, which I've seen a couple of times as well. It's dumb. I think it's just people working out the little kinks and niches, as it is relatively new hero for that sort of role. So let's see what we can do. Hey, it could still be put into the middle, like position 4 or something. We'll have to wait and see. But PuckChamp going with the Dawnbreaker. It's going to be their 7th time with this hero. They got a 66% win rate, 4 out of 6 games, so not too bad. I do believe that they run it in the support role, like D2CL plays this guy, or this woman, I should say. Or okay, should I even assume that? Should I assume that? She could identify as anything. I mean, look at those thighs, man. Could be anyone. You just don't know. But they are going to go from the silencer. Okay. So, not going to be the hero for Fishman again this time round. PuckChamp are going to try and abuse the damage output of this guy themselves. And abuse it they will. I'm sure they will. It's such stupid amount of damage, especially with the Veil of Discord that Fishman did go for in that previous game. Which I didn't even check how much its end-game damage output was. I bet it was pretty goddamn high. It is scary what you can do from a 5 roll. Unless they are thinking about putting it into a core. Probably not. It probably will still be the position 5. But then that means, if that is going to be the case, then we might have a slightly greedier Dawnbreaker then on our hands. We'll have to wait and see. But Hoodwink is the pickup there for CreepWave. I don't know, man. Like, Hoodwink's been nerfed and nerfed and nerfed. And she just feels really mediocre. I mean, they also just got rid of the 25 level talent part where her ultimate turns into pure damage. That was like the best power spike about her. Obviously, it's level 25, so you're not going to see that in most games. Like they normally end before like a support gets to that sort of point. But even still, it felt like it was another kick in the teeth for the hero, which had already been sort of taken down quite a few pegs. I don't know. Maybe they'll be able to do something else with it. We'll have to wait and see. I assume they're still going to put it onto the support role. Either like that be Fishman or Chew. I always preferred it in the 4 role myself. Everyone has different ideas about where this sort of hero should be played. We'll have to, we'll see what they're going to go for. Still with these second phase bans, CreepWave decided to take out the Sven. Despite the fact that Crit wasn't really able to do anything at all in that last game, but there wasn't as much his fault as it was just the lineup CreepWave have was just really, really good at dealing with the Sven. But I suppose that now they don't have that sort of big Sven destroying lineup base at the moment, so yeah, they take the Sven. Take it out. You take it out. You don't want it. Also removing the Batrider. I think it was also a Pangolier that they decided to ban in the second phase as well, so we'll see if that's going to be be true for this one. PuckChamp, just think about what bans they want to do. What was really goddamn annoying that last game? The Ember Spirit was pretty damn annoying. but not really worth ban at this stage in the game. They are actually going to take out the Mars themselves, just in case ATF was going to go for that one. Maybe they might want to ban his Slardar as well. He was very potent on it, did a lot of work, but that was mainly sort of due to the fact that it was paired up with a Lifestealer. Obviously, just one of the best sort of taxi targets in the game.
5 seconds remain.
So yeah, maybe they'll leave the Slardar in. Could be worth banning the Lifestealer. Not too bad. Actually, mind you, I think if you played up against the Lifestealer, you don't mind too bad if you've got a silencer on your team, because the global will just stop him from getting his rage off, and then he'll just get stun locked to hell. Even if he does get the rage off, the silence will then pierce through it. But actually, that doesn't matter. It's a Lifestealer. All he has to use is use rage, and it doesn't even matter if he gets silenced after that. Like, what else is he going to cast? I suppose it's Infest. It's a lot less important though. They did decide to actually ban out the Slark. I think is that him that they've robbed much on the side of PuckChamp? I don't think it is. Gyro is still like one of their most picked heroes. Not played it for a couple of days, and I don't think wasn't really changed in the last C patch as well. I think the homing missile got like a slight buff with the Aghanim Shard upgrades. I think that was literally all that happened to him. I think it does work quite well with a support Dawnbreaker as well. But it all depends on what PuckChamp actually want to do with this Dawnbreaker, be it the 4 or all the 5, or maybe even a core. It all depends. You decide to ban out the Night Stalker last. Pretty good takeout there. Would have been a nice hero to grab to put on top of the silencer. Just remove him from the fights. Probably something that PuckChamp could have really done with in that last game. Just dealt with Fishman some way. Somehow.
10 seconds.
So, their third pick yet to come. Probably going to be their position 3 hero pickup for Melez. I mean, his Mars has been taken away. The Beastmaster's gone. So they're going to decide to go for the Sand King. Then the immediate pick there of the Tide Hunter from CreepWave. So they were going to take this hero like no matter what. Could now be worth like PuckChamp banning out the Invoker perhaps, just so the potential of like the Ravage Cataclysm combo just does not make an appearance. Sometimes it's just brutal playing up against that. Obviously they do actually have the Silencer though, so as soon as he sees that Ravage, he will just smack the R. Or as soon as he sees a Tide Hunter blink in, he will just whack it right away. So maybe that alone might be enough to deter him away from the Invoker pickup. They actually decided to go for the Lich instead. There has actually been a hero which CreepWave's been rolling with a fair amount. This is their 5th time picking up the hero. They've won 3 out of 4 games of it so far in this current patch. They know what they're doing with it. It's such a good like early game nuker as well. Can make a decent amount of space for the position 1. Or even net some early kills if they go for an aggressive hero themselves. Which, if they actually decide to go with the Tiny as their position 1, that could definitely work out. The Avalanche Toss combo with Ice Blast on top of that. There's a whole lot of burst. Probably will find some kills. And Medusa is actually the pickup though there from PuckChamp. I think that is a hero that can deal quite nicely against the position 1 Tiny. Like, you just cast Sinister Gaze, he has to sort of run away, and it's relatively easy to juke out a Tiny though. So there might be some issues there for CreepWave if they are planning on putting that hero in this role. Maybe they might just decide to put it to the mid now. Yeah, they might do. I mean, they do actually have to go for their last pick first, though. So they won't be able to like get the best or counter pick, or maybe swap those over if PuckChamp's hero has turned out to be a better mid hero. So they're gonna have to sort of make a blind go with it after this next set of bans. The first one removed is the Queen of Pain. PuckChamp actually decides to remove the Razor again. Is there any heroes that really care about Razor? I mean, Medusa doesn't care that much. She just like sits there and Gatling guns away.
Seconds remain. Dire's turn to ban.
Also, the Storm Spirit gets removed. So CreepWave just taking out heroes from the mid. I like to jump into the back lines and deal with some people. So the Hood and the Lich would have been easy targets for him. Puckjam take out the Invoker. Okay, yeah, so I was saying that because obviously they've already got the Tide. Although the Silencer's still a decent counter to that sort of play, but even still, you know, they get rid of it just to be sure. Because I mean, if the Silencer's dead and they go for that combo, then they don't mean shit. They're all still going to die. So both teams have a full minute of reserve time to work with, so they can really cherry pick the correct hero for their lineup. It feels like whatever mid hero they're going to pick up here for CreepWave, it's got to be someone who's quite active. To try and actually make some space. Oh no, they go for the Anti-Mage. Okay, so it is a mid tiny then. Anti-Mage going to be on the safe lane there for Chrysalis. Tideheart on the off lane, position 4 Hoodwink with the 5 Lich. Alright, so Puckchamp now know that they're going to be playing up against a tiny in the mid. What hero can they pick up to really screw him over with?
5 seconds.
Could have gone with the Razor themselves, but that's already been banned out. Can't do that one. It's also one who needs to be able to deal with the Anti-Mage. I don't know. There's still a Lena in the pool, which will lane up alright against the Tiny. Might suffer in CS a little bit. I would say like Bristle mid could work as well, but then towards the later parts of the game, his mana pool will just get completely deleted from the Anti-Mage. So it would definitely end up causing some issues down the line. Might be worth just leaving out then. Don't go for that one. Maybe the Ember Spirit themselves? Actually, I was going to go for that TA grab, which we saw banned out in the previous game. Alright, so TA versus a Tiny in the mid. That is going to be TA favoured. The Avalanche toss, or just the Avalanche alone really, should be able to deal with the refraction charges. But then, I mean, if you're using like your highest DPS spell just to remove the damage immunity from your opposing enemy, then it feels kind of rough in itself. So yeah, it works out quite well. She can do a lot of burst damage as well to the Anti-Mage to try and net some early on kills. I say early on, probably like 50 minutes plus. Probably the best times to actually kill that Anti-Mage, because TAs aren't really known for their rotation abilities. Okay, so Ducalis is actually taking the Dawnbreaker for the 5. And Astral's on the Silencer for the position 4 this time. Okay, so you got Silencer Sand King up against Anti-Mage Lich. Okay. Not quite sure which pair comes out on top. I think it's definitely going to be a little bit awkward for Chrysalis to farm up in that lane. Can take a fair bit of harassment. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I'll have to wait and see how it actually ends up panning out.
Yep, the world is a mess.
So, Medusa with Dawnbreaker versus Tide Hoodwink. Which ain't too bad of a matchup. I think Ducalis probably should be able to make a decent amount of space for Crit to farm up. Because obviously Hood's just going to be spending most of the time running away from the Dawnbreaker. Like, you can't stand toe-to-toe against this hero. It'll just do so much damage to you. As long as if Chew's on it, he should be able to like dodge out the stun pretty much every single time, either with the Bushwhack or just scurry through the legs of the Dawnbreaker. Don't know what they're saying. Unfortunately, I don't speak whatever language this is. But here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 2 between CreepWave and Puckchamp for the Dota 2 Champions League season number 4. And it does look like either team's going to attempt any sort of first blood wraparound this time. Everyone just sort of settling into their lanes already. Apart from Puckchamp, hiding into their own triangle, seeing if anyone on the side of CreepWave dares step up to this high ground. But alas, no one will. They're all just chilling, going to secure up their own bounty at the top. Putting down their faces in the flags. Not even their faces. Faces nonetheless.
Welcome one and all
Chrysalis?
to the main event.
I think he wanted to come over and steal the bounties, but very, very late to come and do it then. I mean, I don't think, not that it would have been successful either way. The ward scouted him out from afar. He probably would have ended up dying. So good job he didn't. Or he would have been forced to level up Blink level 1. Which normally is not good. You want to have that mana break level 1 if you possibly can. Helps you secure up the range creep, as well as just a tiny bit of added harassment over to your enemy opposing core. Oh, they're just immediately going to run at Astral there. The slow from the Ice Blast. Doing a lot of damage. Astral already down to like a 5th HP. He doesn't even have any salves. He's just going to have to slowly tango his way back up. And Melis just immediately go into the wave and put down the Sandstorm. They're just running him as well. Just playing so goddamn aggressively, these two. Just constantly burning away the mana pool. I mean, at these early levels, when there's not really much for PuckChamp to play with, it's just free harassment there for CreepWave. I mean, Fishman needs to be a bit careful himself. Already down to very low HP. Have to start chewing on those tangos. But yeah, I'd say it's a pretty nice start there for Chrysalis. Especially seeing as how he didn't even really lose out on much CS. Still, how is this mid lane going down so far? 7-0 to Handsha to the 6-1 of Young G. They're pretty even yet again.
Look out for fallen rocks. You get nothing.
The goddamn deny capabilities there are so damn strong. Well, actually, first blood gets found down at the bot lane there from Astral, finding the kill onto Fishman. Oh, that was a little bit surprising. Wouldn't expect it to go that way round, seeing as how just dominant and aggressive CreepWave were playing at the start. Maybe they just overstepped their mark a little bit too much. Ended up giving away a free kill. But even still, despite that, Chrysalis is still just farming up at least. Oh, now jumping forwards there with the Ice Arm on top of it. Focus on Meles. They should be able to find this kill, and one more tap required. They take him down. Even get a couple of bonus hits onto Astral. Chrysalis, he wants to dive this. Just adds a couple of extra touches in. Takes a lot of damage for him. Hey, he forced out a self there onto Astral. Meanwhile, up top, Ducalis ends up getting pretty damn low and falling down himself. Killed there for ATF. He just overstepped his mark a little bit. Gotta be careful. Can't go down too many times to position 5 at the start, otherwise you just make it real damn difficult for your core to actually carry on progressing. Handsome. Just doing a casual toss back there onto Young G, but Young G doesn't even care. Just standing his ground, beating him back. No need to fear at all the Rockman. I don't know how that side blade weren't hitting. At least there should have been a couple that should have worked. Actually, I ended up missing another one. Fishman dies yet again at the bot lane. Oh, even Chrysalis Courier just runs into the waiting arms of Astral. That's even his brown boots. And it's quite costly. I think I could just drop something else. Was that tangos? Oh no, gloves of haste. I think I could probably drop some tangos or something for Lich to bring back. So you can just hand over his own tangos. You got 5 of them, man. Sharing is caring. Spread the love. Spread the tangos. Get your greens. Okay, so 15-3 to Chrysalis, but 20-0 so far for crit at the top lane. Despite the fact that Ducalis did die early on, he's still able to CS relatively nicely. It's kind of surprising. You think a Tidehunter would be able to secure a lot of the last hits, but I mean, the snake spam is pretty damn difficult to play up against. It's a lot of the damage for not really having to risk so much. The cast range is so goddamn far. If you cast it right as well, so it gets like the good max amount of bounces. Do silly damage. Carlos all just waiting off to the side. Oh, I had to miss down another one. This time it's actually Chrysalis who ends up dying, and they also find Fishman. This bot lane, it started off well for CreepWave, but in the last few minutes it's just completely disintegrated. A double for Melez as well on top of that.
Structures are fortified.
Just casual 1200 gold sat in his pocket now.
Tower is under attack.
Is he just going to pull the creeps into the neutrals? Secure up a whole lot of extra CS. Ooh. He didn't click on one of the creeps. They would run away. Probably a good job he didn't actually. Fishman would have been on top of him. Might have got him killed. But yeah. 38-1 on the CS, as well as 2-1-2 on the actual score line. So top of net worth, 2,800 gold. Only 300 above is a counterpart of ATF. But 800 more than on his lane of Chrysalis. Poor old Anthony, just been falling behind a little bit. And he was putting a lot of emphasis at the start on harassing rather than actually guaranteeing CS. So it does make sense about why he's at the bottom of the charts right now. He's just going to be trying his hardest to actually recuperate some of these losses. Man is body blocking up. Actually still gets hit by the burrow. They're still going to go for this kill. The Frost Armor's going to delay it for a little bit. Fishman actually popping the silence. Take a lot of damage. The right clicks alone from Astral do so much work. He ends up dying. Chris is stand his ground. In comes Chu with the bushwhack. Gets the connection onto Astral. Surely would like to get onto Melez if you can. Pops it to the mangoes. I end up missing that, but up top, or in the mid, sorry. Hansha actually ends up dying to a solo kill there from Young G. I think he had the double damage, definitely helped out. There's still another big little victory there for PuckChamp. He's got a casual Bloodstain queued up, or just in his bank. I thought normally the build is to go for the Dragon Lance first item and then the Desolator. Maybe he's just going to go for the damage instead. But he is needing like a full level on top of Hansha right now. So big experience lead for the TA. Hansha's just charged, man. Thinking about getting aggressive. He wants to actually go try and take down the enemy bounty if he can. Melez is here and he's super low on HP. He's got to be careful here. Hansha thinking he was on top of the creeps. Luckily he wasn't for himself. And actually the pushback comes out, holding him back. But now Hansha's in the spot above her. 4 heroes immediately on top of him. Nowhere for this poor man to go. Even committing the epicenter there from Melez. They wanted that Tiny dead and they wanted him hard. I was going to say they killed him with his TP on cooldown, but it's actually exactly the same time as his spawn. So that ain't going to make any difference at all. So that's the second death for the Tiny within the space of like just about a minute. And that's definitely going to hurt his score. Actually, it's not even too far behind on the TA, despite that. Only, well, 500 gold. Sure, that is actually, it's a big chunk of money 8 minutes in. But you'd think with 2 deaths and 15 less CS, that would make a bit more of a difference. But apparently not. ATS farm is going pretty damn nicely though. I mean, all 3 cores actually on the side of PuckChamp sat at the top. Solid 2k gold advantage, 8.5 minutes in. Very, very good start here. It's just really ATF on the side of CreepWave that isn't getting completely dicked on.
Dire's top tower is in danger.
And it looks like he's not even going for like a fast blink dagger or anything. Again, just the face boots with a casual morb mask and soul ring. We'll see if maybe he's going to go in for the Helm of the Overlord. Which I have been seeing that getting built quite a lot for Tidehunters. But he's not gone for like a solid rush, which is normally the thing that makes the item seem quite strong when you get it online super early. Well, you know, he might change his mind. I mean, he does have the just the casual Divine Rapier on quick buy. So it shows what sort of man he is. Still crit, just free farming away. Does have a shovel off of cooldown, and he's not using it. I am disappointed, not gonna lie. You need to use your shovel, man. This is free items. That could be free money. That's a bounty rune. He's just not using it. This is the problem with cores. They don't know how to use the shovel. If this was support, I guarantee you, that'd be on cooldown every single time. Maybe in a spot above her. Hit by the bushwhack. Shooting the bomb into Popper's ultimate. Meanwhile, they're at the bottom. They find another kill with the Fishman. Chrysalis probably going to die here as well. He drops the Mitre Break. Actually, it disjoints him long enough to get the blink off. Very well played there for Chrysalis. Just about keeps him alive. Yeah, he gets successful TP out. Very nicely played. Meanwhile, on top there, Young G just pressuring ATF all the way back. Gets him low, but not enough to actually find a kill. New Hancher's come up here for this one. He's got to be careful. He's 3 levels behind Young G now. This hero just feels pretty non-existent at this point. Only having power treads at 10 minutes 40 in from a mid laner is terrible. Still 4,000 gold away from having that Blink Dagger online. They are going to successfully be able to take down this tier 1 tower. Chu even takes the last hit there. Position 4 attacks. But even just the level difference between the ones is pretty big. 9 versus the 7. 6 level advantage there for Puck Champs. 3,000 gold. 80% win probability as well at just 11 minutes in. Very dire situation to be for CreepWave. So it seems like Puck Champ have actually, you know, they took a moment after that game number 1. Maybe just had a bit of a breather rather than just going in stressed out yet again. Well, Chrysalis is actually coming down here. I don't know, riskier places to be, really, but hey, feels like he can do it. Still just trying to build into that Battle Fury, though. Still about, like, 1,400 gold off. Looks like ATF has got a plate mail queued up. What's he going to be turning this into? I mean, plate mail goes into, like, nothing, none of these items. Literally none of these items. What could he be building? I guess the Lotus Sword makes the most amount of sense. You wouldn't be going for an AC at this early in the game.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Lotus Sword doesn't even have too great of targets. I mean, it does have the Dispel for the Silencer, just like in the last game. But speaking of the Silencer, put all the dots on the Chew, he runs into the trees, but he's just going to tick out to this. Arcane Curse Man. It's silly damage. Actually silly damage. And for a position 4 position 4 Silencer, already got like the plus 12 intelligence. Carlos does get found in the trees. So CreepWave, at long last, been able to find another kill. But again, it's just onto the position 5. Carlos is okay. He's 0-2. 66% of his team's deaths. It sounds big, but you know, it's only 3. Doesn't make that much difference. Oh. Meles, charge up with the epic. He actually ends up missing the burrow strike with the handshake. He's able to walk this way. Global, though, still trying to keep chase. They don't have any further detection. He's going for the TP back. The curse. Probably not going to be enough damage to kill him. So a little bit of a misplay there from Meles. If that burrow strike landed, it would 100% have been a dead Tiny for sure. I guess it was blind. They didn't actually have any observer wards in this area. I don't even know where to go. I don't know, it seems strange. Okay, ATF. Got the Vlads. He's got immediately the Heaven's Halberd queued up. Oh, Astral. He does get caught. Yeah, he's got the Heaven's Halberd queued up next. So it does not look like he's going to bother going for the Helm of the Overlord. And I agree, I don't think he should at this point. Like, it's a fine item if you rush it and get it online super early, because then the Ancient's actually kind of annoying to play up against. But the longer you leave it, the worse the item gets. It could really just end up being like a money feed to the enemy core. B just poking onto it. Even jump forwards there for Meles. With the Cracker Shell Purge, maybe some sort of initiation is really difficult. He's actually just going to keep on top of Meles right now, just constantly gushing and smacking him down. Jesus Christ, man. Those meld strikes hurt a lot. Gets him super low. Actually up top, Chrysalis. Is that a solo kill? I think he just got a solo kill there onto Carlos. maybe... there was the bit of help from Hansha. With the double damage... Jesus Christ, man, I can't get any words out. The avalanche toss with the double damage. More than enough to kill on the position 5. Even though it's a very tanky position 5. Like 1400 HP. Very difficult to deal with. I've actually seen her go for an ult yet. This has not really been the best opportunity for a fair amount of time, but even still. And again, it's trusty shovel. It's on cooldown. Oh, I end up looking away. Looks like Melez did end up getting caught, and Youngji might end up dying here as well. He's completely separate. Oh, he goes for the global silence there with the help. That's actually going to be enough to keep him alive. Very, very well played there from Astral. Saving his mid laner hard. But even still, you know, it's a free kill there for CreepWave taking down the old pesky Sand King. I think it was like a 4-kill streak. Yeah, so it's a decent amount of money as well. Gets given over towards Hansha, who definitely needs it. Still the bottom farmed core. It's pretty much equal to Chris, this actually. This anti-mage is having such a rough time. 1200 gold behind the Medusa. And he does have his Battle Fury online now, though. So it will ramp up his farming speed a bit. But he needs some, like, uncontested farming for a fair amount to really help him recover. But the rest of his team has gone for a little smoke play here. With the 3 of them moving it into the jungle, they're not going to be successful in finding anybody. Meanwhile, though, it looks like PuckChamp has sent off for a kill of their own. ATF is the target of choice here. It's one of the most difficult heroes to find. Actually going to go into Young G's head. The toss back there from Hansha. Push him into a bit of trouble. It's going to be a chain frost. Bounces around. A couple of heroes in there. Here comes the Ravager. Gets us onto both from the sharpshooter. Finishing off Young G. Melez is in deep. They do get the finish onto Fishman. Now ATF's having to run away himself. Crit was coming over, but the snake does not bounce to anything. No, Hansha jumping in himself. The Avalanche gets a grab onto a couple of the supports. Nice bushwhack. Hold on to 2 of them. Chris is focusing onto the silence. Just blows him up there with the Mana Void. So again, another pick off there for CreepWave. Melez actually jumping back in again. 1 tap's all he needs to finish off 2. Was being a bit greedy, hanging around trying to kill the Sentry Ward on such low HP. Which unfortunately sort of negates the big victory they did just get. I mean, it's still obviously very farmed mid laner that gets traded off for 2 supports, so it's not too bad. Actually, Hansha once again making a little pop at Melez. He's a tanky hero, not able to find that kill very easily.
For the dead.
Still no Blink Dagger though for ATF. I've seen... I don't like it. I don't like it. I think this is the last time I complained about a Tidehunter not having a Blink Dagger. It might have actually been ATF. Because he got like a 4-staff instead and he thought that was going to be enough. Like, no matter what game you're in, even if it feels like it's a pretty rough Blink Dagger game, it's a Tidehunter. You need a Blink Dagger. It is the core item that makes this hero actually worthwhile. You can get into the middle of the entire enemy team and you can stun them all and allow the rest of your squad to actually start pumping out some damage. But if he's always just going to have to slowly fucking waddle his way into the enemy lineup every single time, you're going to be able to read that Ravage coming from a mile away. And it gives PuckChamp so much time to react and maybe even mount some sort of counterplay.
Structures are fortified. There is little hope.
Left even gets forced out at the bottom. Young G had already popped his double damage. I think they're actually going to go straight onto the tower. Maybe if actually tank it up. Want to get the most out of this rune as they possibly can. The rest of CreepWave did just kill the tier 1 in the mid, but even still, a tier 1 for a tier 2, that's a pretty decent trade, which I think PuckChamp will gladly take.
Radiant's bottom tower is in danger. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
So maybe CreepWave thinking about pressuring the tier 2 of their own. Still pretty healthy though.
Dire should look to their top tower.
Well, maybe just cutting CreepWaves. Don't actually want to hit onto tower themselves. Get their hands dirty. Let the creeps do that for them. No, Melez. Got to be careful. He's under a ward here. They're immediately going to drop on some avalanche toss with the global silence. Dawnbreaker though coming in there with Lancel. He's going to focus on the 2 of them. The Epicenter gets focused on to Chrysalis, but he's still able to just blink away. Fishman now getting focused on himself. Young G's here as well. Nice change for... Oh, the invis! It cancels out. It could do anything. And 1 Mail Strike blows up the Lich. If he had put down that Sentry Ward, literally, just before he cast that Chain Frost, that could have been a dead Melez for sure. That would have been so much damage. But even still, I mean, that was pretty much the entire team of PuckChamp rotating up to the top there. And all they find for it was the position 5. Also costing them the epicenter at the same time and the Solar Guardian. So I think CreepWave are actually happy with that. I don't think they mind that at all. Yeah, why does... Okay, it seems to be another bug they need to fix. Like, the charts just keep on freezing. Seems stupid. Maybe so, Chris has been doing a pretty good job at recovering his farm. Only 500 behind the Medusa right now. I'm not quite sure who has the better farming speed between these two. I'm not sure at all. Oops. Poor old Astral. Not a open hell's chance of surviving that one. Put down a couple of wards there, but Fishman will scud out here with this courier. Easy D-wards. Still, Meles is here. Choose going to grab onto the outposts. They're going to focus up onto him. Takala's also getting involved. There's going to be the frost arm, which might be enough to keep him alive. No, it's not. The dot damage is too damn much. Fishman is just going immediately for the TP. Oh my god. That meld strike. Nearly one hitting him. It was a good job that he just went for that immediate TP. He read the fact that the Sand King and the Dawnbreaker had already used their stuns, which gives him that opportunity.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Chrysalis just blinking into trees, all casual like. Definitely on purpose. Definitely. But even still, working on towards his Skadi. Still a fair chunk of gold away from it. About 4,200, something like that. Meanwhile, the Doozer got the Sanjin Yasha, Dragon Lance, Chrysalis. Going on to the BKB as well. Only about 1,700 away, and she'll have that item up online. Which will definitely make it a bit easier fighting into CreepWave's lineup. Not like it's a super essential item in this game, but hey, BKB always helps. Regardless of who you're playing up against. Speaking of CreepWave, though, they have sort of gone for this smoke. I mean, dilly-dallying in the mid for a bit of time now. Heading up into the river, Young G might pop the smoke. They're going to bait out. Immediately, Hancher's jump on the top of him. These some other sort of follow-ups. Out comes the Holy Guardian as well as the Global Silence. Now Hancher's in real danger. He's stuck in the pit. There's no escape. Out goes the Chain Frost. Just going to bounce between Takala as well as Roshan. He's just bashing him. Oh, Takala has been able to swipe one more tap. Roshan gets the finishing hit. Down he goes. So ends up being a little trade there. Now Astral getting focused up from ATF. He's in the wrong place. Young G drops in there with the Melt Strike. He just blows up Fishman. Able to get the trade and the supports there. But now Crystal's coming over. They're going to try and cut off the escape. Actually, with the buyback here onto two of the supports. Now comes Ramshay ATF with the Mana Boy. They blow up Young G. The focus onto Melis as well. He's got no mana left to play with. Another Gush, another Anchor Smash. They actually do find the kill. Crystal's able to even get another Blink out. So he will survive. ATF still just all on his own. Standing his ground against 3 members. And now he's going to change his target back over towards Astral, who's hitting onto Chu, doing a lot of damage there. And that curse might end up ticking it down. Oh, the disarm. Maybe that's going to keep Chu alive. Oh, no, the last word. This man is dead. No way to survive that one. Very chaotic fight. That was 2 buybacks used for PuckChamp. And yes, technically 5 kills to 3 with 2 buybacks. That's 100% a decent fight there for CreepWave. Just the one saving grace for PuckChamp was the fact that they did not lose the Medusa. So, I mean, ATF, he's actually able to get a decent Ravage off despite not having the Blink Dagger. I suppose if they just all carry on huddling around him, doesn't need to blink. Just slap that R button whenever you want, and it'll get big work done. Because they're still going in for the Skadi. Got his first armor orb online. Needs to actually put it in. There we go. And Shiva's Guard is actually on the cards here for ATF as well. He's not far off it. So that means he's already got the he's already got the recipe. So only 800 gold away. He'll have his own Shivas. Which would be a nice little extra buff there for his squad. I mean, this man still hasn't died. He's 5-2-3 right now. He's just such a tanky monster. Very difficult kill for PuckChamp to find. It looks like they are hunting for something right now. All 5 of them grouped up in their own jungle. They're actually just going to move into the Roche pit. They're right underneath an observer ward, though. So CreepWave realise this is going on. It doesn't seem like PuckChamp are undeterred here. They're still going to stick into the pit. It's already down to half HP. Han's just going to chuck in a couple of spells from outside the pit. Try and delay this as much as he can. ATF just walking himself in there. But Schwack does get a connection onto Young G. Nice bit of damage burst up top of him. But out comes the Solar Guardian, trying to make some space with them. Out goes the Chain Frost, is bounced around. Young G gets his refractions off. But even still, this Chain Frost has been such an absolute pain in the ass. D2CL tries to step out of the pit to make some space, but he ends up just dying. So already a 5 versus 4. Another Ravage. There's no mana left for the Medusa. He dies. Astral dies. 3 more kills there for CreepWave. And not a single buyback available. So they've done pretty much all the damage to the Roche, giving it away. Aegis into the hands of Chrysalis.
Thank you.
And this game's just getting even worse now here for PuckChamp. It started off really well. They had a good chunk lead. All 3 cores were most farmed, but CreepWave just found their openings. They've just been in the right place at the right time. And to be honest, I've got to say, ATF, he's been doing such a good job. This man's been an absolute beast this game. 6-5 now. He's got his Shivas. And like I said, without the Blink Dagger, he's still finding these really nice Ravages. And I think that's really like the biggest slip up for PuckChamp this game. Like, there was a couple of times where CreepWave brought it back, or said like that. Actually, Mele jumped in there with the epicenter, focusing onto Hanshi. He's taking a lot of damage. He's getting reloaded. The Frost Armor's trying to keep him alive, but it's still just going to be a few right clicks, a bit of dot damage. He's actually going to be able to survive this, though. And now maybe CreepWave thinking about going for some sort of turnaround. Chrysalis was waiting in the sidelines, but didn't go for it. They all fall back. I'm quite sure how Hanshi survived that. That was a hell of a lot of beating. Yeah, he immediately gets the BKB queued up. And he's 700 gold away, I think. Yeah, it was 700 gold.
For me.
Fishman just chilling in lane, as you do. Go TP down to the outpost because D2CL been found by ATF. He'd already used his Celestial Hammer to try and get out there, but he used it a bit too early. But he's going to waste some time, but it is inevitable. He will still die. Oh, he's going to get the light to the creeps. Nearly, Fishman had to secure it there with the Ice Blast just to make sure that did not happen. There's a nice little attempt there from D2CL. I mean, at the end of the day, it is just a position 5. His job is to waste time in situations where they're obviously not looking for an actual fight. I feel like Melez has really dropped off himself. He had a fantastic start. Like, got quite a few kills in the bot. Had relative free farm. A lot of CS on him. But it just seems like with these epicenter plays, he's always gone for the really tanky heroes. He's either starting on ATF or Hansha, the 2 most tanky heroes on the side of CreepWaves. They don't care if they get epicentered at all. Oh wow, and Chrysalis just going for a casual solo kill into a silencer. Pretending it's his pubs. Just doing what he wants to do. And even takes down the free tier 2 tower. And to be honest, after seeing how PuckChamp GG tapped out of game number 1, I wouldn't be too surprised if they just tapped out if they lose this next fight. I mean, mind you, they do it the Medusa, it's got better chances. Even still, Youngji taking a bit of damage, able to get his BKB off. Burrow there from Melez, there's a little bit more damage onto him, but even still, not enough really to threaten the anti-mage yet. You'll just casually go back to farming. Still CreepWave holding their position outside the base of PuckChamp. Look at how they still want to carry on with their siege. So every single member of PuckChamp is now alive. Just the Soda Guardian that they're lacking. All the toss back there onto Crip. He popped his BKB immediately as well as Hansha. Still just charged around. The Sinister Gaze really make this awkward. The Stone Gaze, sorry. And Crit just has to disengage. That's Stone Gaze and BKB both used. Not really getting anything out of it at all. And very little committed from CreepWave. I think they used the BKB charge on Hansha, and that was it. And I think they'll take that trade. Was that the first charge BKB as well? Oh no, okay. So Crit's BKB is already down to 6 seconds. So it's not the end of the world. Unless that was the last like 7-second charge. But still CreepWave walking back up high ground yet again. Jump forwards there from Melez. Just getting a little cheeky stun. The right clicks are raining in from Crit as well as Young G. A lot of damage to Chrysalis, force him to disengage. But Melez gets hit by the sharpshooter. He's still able to walk it off. But this is slow chip damage from CreepWave. Like, they're not getting kills, but they took down the tower. They're getting the objectives. Chrysalis even just cutting the CreepWave with the bot. Just to help push in that wave a little bit. Creeps just naturally pushing in at the top themselves. Now, I'm kind of surprised about why still no Tinies go for the Aghanim Scepter anymore. Like, I thought it was a really good build. It could do a hell of a lot of damage in the right situation. I mean, maybe people have to like specifically pair it with a Darkseer or an Enigma, something like that. Magnus, maybe. Otherwise, they just don't feel like it's worthwhile.
Dire are scanning for enemies.
PuckChamp actually now going to make a move outside of their base. The Aegis just timed out. So they know they got this is their opportunity. They're going to carry on baiting out Crit, just sitting in the mid lane. But everyone on the side of CreepWave has already baited out the triangle right now. They're not going to find anybody. Oh, Fishman might be the target of choice. And he will fall. He did pop his head in for a second to try and help out, but he changed his mind. Does get a pushback actually there onto Meles. Hancho jumps in with the avalanche toss. Meles takes a lot, but it's not going to be enough. Oh, the Yule Scepter. Actually, defensive one. Able to avoid getting hit by the sharpshooter. It gets blink out into the trees. Is this going to be enough? No, they just guessed wrong. Hancho thought maybe he might have just gone for like the casual avalanche into the trees, but Meles is able to evade death. They do find a free kill. It's just the Lich, but even still, Jesus Christ. It's like a 600 gold swing just for killing the position 5. That's pretty big. I guess maybe now CreepWave are just going to sit around, wait for the next Roshan to come up, get the Aegis, get the Shard, and then group up and go for another push. Or maybe they might just secure this tier 2 first. And they do have CreepWaves pushing into it relatively soon. Not even a glyph available for PuckChamp to try and just naturally defend this tower. They'll have to commit some heroes over here if they want to keep it alive.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Do they want to, though? It's risky. You can bring them over, and then if you all just die, it's probably just be the game. So yeah, they're just going to leave it. Christus gets another free tower. So nothing left outside of the base of PuckChamp now. Melez. Let's get hit. Kansai's Blink Dagger. Going to be jumping from Pancha. He's able to get the Yule Scepter off. Can he get the Blink out as well? No, the Sharpshooter's there. He will fall. He does have a buyback. He's gone for 50 seconds. And immediately, CreepWave are back up to this high ground right now. Do PuckChamp have what it takes to keep this high ground defended? Already the building has taken a lot of damage. They poke onto Christus with that Frost Armor on him. It just takes hardly any damage at all, especially with the help of the Wildfire. The jump in there from Hancho as well as out comes the Ravage. Doesn't want to work. The Global Silence, it also cancels out the Dawnbreaker armor. Having to sit back to the side. But still, Christus, he's stuck. He can't go anywhere. He ends up dying. He's down for 90. No buyback. Fishman also gets caught. I think ATF, he's going to have his first death of the game here. They drop the epi for him. And he also falls. And just like that, huge chunk of gold gets given over towards PuckChamp. 760 for Chrysalis, 657 for ATF, 300 for Fishman. Even still, pretty big turnaround there. 3,500 gold swing, 8,000 XP exchange as well. So long last, these fights actually end up going quite nicely. It looked like CreepWave just committed a bit too hard to try and find Crit. And they just didn't quite have the capabilities of getting that kill quick enough. So Hancho was getting stalked there from Melez, but doesn't actually end up finding him. Just goes for the safe TP out. At long last, PuckChamp able to take the final tier 1 off the map. Took up until 34 minutes, but hey, he did it. He did it. Roshan up in 55 seconds as well. Not too long of a respawn timer. What was that? A minute and 40 roughly in total. So pretty much half the time it could have been. I think that's Ags that just got finished up there for Astral as well. Wow, okay. What does this actually do? Causes us to come in here with Billy. Oh, that's pretty damn strong. Especially with the way Arcane Curse damage gets doubled if they're silenced. It's pretty broken. Oh, Hansha leading the charge. Goes to Avalanche toss there onto Young Chibi. Immediately pops that BKB. Chu does get a hit there onto Ducalis with the sharpshooter. Looks like he's still going to carry on keeping chase. The Gush, the slows. They're all just immediately diving on top of him. And doesn't look like there's anything the PuckChamp want to do to help him out. He will just fall. And now, Roshan about to spawn. It will get scouted out from the side trap there of the TA. But Fishman's going to get the scout himself. Will they actually put down a sentry ward, though? That is the question. They actually have a sentry. So this trap will remain intact. So PuckChamp know this is going on. But even still, they're just too far spread out. And they've still got no Dawnbreaker. So it looks like they're just going to give this Roshan over for free. Aegis and Shard going to fall into the hands of CreepWave. Who do they give it all over to? What? No, you don't give Chu the fucking Shard. No, surely. Okay, yeah. Whew. I was gonna say, like, this is like the worst goddamn Shard in the game. Never buy this. Never use it. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Yeah, they do give it over towards the Tide instead. Which is pretty damn nice. 1 second less. Affects buildings. And even ramps up the damage. Pretty goddamn nice Shard ability, not gonna lie. It does 3 things. It does 3 things out of 1 Shard. ATF just sort of making himself look baity there in the mid. Meanwhile, Hansha just slowly beating onto the building at the top. Just a right click to this guy. The building's gone already. Melee's jumping in now, trying to make some space for it. Hansha has to force the swap with BKB, but there was also the Ice Shard. And the jump into the background there for Chris. There's focus on towards Astro. He does kill him, but he's able to get the global silence off. But I don't think that's going to be enough. Melee's just got sliver of HP. Out comes the Rabbit from ATF. And so Melee's as well as Chris able to point it there with the BKBs. Chrysalis gets the flick off to the side. He will finish off Young G. Doesn't have a buyback. It's just these last few members here. Crit gets called, so he doesn't have buyback. The GG gets called. And just like that, PuckChamp, they're down. They're gone. In CreepWave, they just 2-0 him. Very, very clean. Very easy. And they're just going to keep their 100% win rate right now. They're currently 4-0 in the start of this tournament in the group stages. Very, very nice standing. And I mean, this game looked a bit more even at the start, especially when compared to game number 1. PuckChamp definitely were in the lead, but unfortunately for them, they just couldn't quite keep that advantage, and CreepWave was able to come back into it. I feel like ATF was the real man for this game, and Christopher was actually, when he got farm, he did a lot of work himself. So yeah, I think it was a well-deserved victory there for CreepWave. Taking game number 2, very clean, 2-0, and yeah, once again, like I said, another win, 4-0. Very, very nice. But if you guys have enjoyed this game and the series I've cast, then please help follow me on my Twitch channel, YouTube, all the links down below. Any help I get, I thoroughly appreciate. And I will see you all for the next series, whatever that may be.